सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग्स से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Think of a state that witnessed close to 1,200 communal clashes from 1998 to 2008, the highest in the country, which claimed 172 lives. Think of India's financial capital, which witnessed 83 communal riots during 1908 to 2009, that is 100 years, claiming 1,900 lives. Just remember these figures from an official study of the socio-economic profile of Muslims in Maharashtra. I'll come back to it shortly. For now, think of the poster boy of Maharashtra's Vikas or development, Devendra Fadnavis, the state's home minister blaming Aurangzeb ki aulad for Kolhapur's communal tension sounded so un-Fadnavis-like. From 2014 to 19, as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, he was never seen as a polarizing figure. His focus was on infrastructure, from expediting and expanding UPA-era metro lines project in Mumbai, Coastal Road, Trans-Harbour Link, Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway, and so on and so forth. In January 2018, he declared that Maharashtra was planning to get into the $1 trillion GSDP league in the next 7 to 10 years. He said, and I quote, "Businesses can vouch for it that nobody is troubling them, and that is the strength of Maharashtra," unquote. Those were the days when Maharashtrians and many outside the state were lapping up everything that Fadnavis would say. Those were the days when Yogi Adityanath was yet to become the Vikas Purush that he has become now, and Himanta Biswa Sharma was yet to become Assam Chief Minister. I'm taking their names because these three leaders, Fadnavis, Yogi Adityanath and Himanta Biswa Sharma, are now seen as the BJP's future. Fadnavis was in a league of his own then, with many in the BJP as also in the RSS seeing in him a potential prime minister. He was right then. Businesses did vouch for it that nobody would trouble them. That was when Fadnavis was the chief minister. Until Fadnavis' arrival on the political center stage as the chief minister, Nitin Gadkari was the BJP's poster boy in Maharashtra, who, as Public Works PWD minister, was credited with the Mumbai-Pune Expressway. He had even rejected Dhirubhai Ambani's lowest bid of 3,600 crore for the expressway and had a bet with the industrialist Ambani that he would get his moustache shaven if he did not get the expressway made at half that cost. It cost 1,600 crores only, and Gadkari saved his moustache. I'm just telling you this anecdote in the context of Gadkari's contributions in Maharashtra. In Fadnavis, the BJP got a new poster boy as then Maharashtra Chief Minister went on expediting and completing long pending infrastructure projects and undertaking new ones. Only the second Brahmin CM of Maharashtra, Manoj Joshi being the first, where Brahmins are estimated to constitute barely 3% of the population, Fadnavis was seen as a political lightweight then. That is when Prime Minister Narendra Modi made him the Chief Minister. That was in 2014. In fact, he was a part of the Modi's larger experiment that year. That was ignoring politically dominant communities in states to appoint CMs from less influential groups, which together outnumbered the dominant groups. As a counter-polarization concept, it was brilliant. A Khatri in Jat-dominated Haryana, a Brahmin in Maharashtra, and a Vaishya in tribal-dominated Jharkhand. The calculation was simple. Usually when you have a dominant community, say Jats in Haryana or tribals in Jharkhand, enjoying power for a long period, other communities tend to have a grudge that they are unfairly neglected in terms of their share in power. Modi and Shah sought to tap into such sentiments. So they appointed Raghubar Das, Jharkhand CM. He was the first non-tribal CM of a state where tribals constituted around 26% of the population. The BJP was looking at the potential consolidation of the remaining 74% non-tribals. Same in Haryana, where Jats are estimated to constitute below 30% of the population. And so the BJP saw an opportunity to consolidate non-Jats and so appointed a Khatri CM. It was a plausible political strategy, but it did not work. Jharkhand experiment failed as the BJP lost power there. Haryana experiment also failed as the BJP could not get a majority of its own in 2019. It worked in Maharashtra though. The BJP Shiv Sena together got a comfortable majority, but the BJP High Command let the Sena drift away into the adversary's camp. But by 2019, Fadnavis was an established leader with a mass appeal. I travelled in Maharashtra in the run-up to the 2019 assembly election. The people might have a lot of grouse against the BJP over poverty, unemployment and other issues, but they saw Fadnavis as a doer. As it is, at 52, Devendra Fadnavis is the tallest BJP leader in Maharashtra and one of the very few mass leaders in the BJP after Prime Minister Modi. Others being Yogi Adityanath, Hemanta Sharma, Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Vasundhara Raje. So what has happened to that promising young, liberal, modern face of the BJP in Maharashtra? Why does he have to remember Aurangzeb now? At a time when social media posts by random individuals seem to be stoking communal passions in several districts of Maharashtra, why would the state's home minister make his own job tougher with Aurangzeb ki aulad comment? And at this point, let me remind you of the figures that I mentioned when I started this episode of Politically Correct. The figures that I started in the very beginning. In a state with a history of communal classes, why would Fadnavis, a leader who wanted to make Maharashtra a $1 trillion economy, vitiate the investment climate with provocative remarks? His detractors in the party see it as a diversionary tactic to take the focus away from the scandal involving his wife, Amruta. She had lodged an FIR against her designer friend, Aniksha Jaisinghani, accusing her of trying to bribe and blackmail her. It took Mumbai police 5 weeks to arrest the accused, who was released on bail just 11 days after her arrest. For someone who allegedly tried to bribe and blackmail Deputy Chief Minister, in fact the Home Minister's wife, Aniksha certainly got lucky with the police investigations and the court. BJP and RSS leaders have been following this case very curiously. It's however wrong to see Fadnavis' new avatar in the context of recent developments concerning Amruta Fadnavis. His attempts for an image makeover from infrastructure man to Hindutva icon have been noticeable for quite some time. In March, he declared that the state government was thinking of a law on quote-unquote love jihad. Last month, he ordered the constitution of a special investigation team, SIT, to probe the Muslim community's alleged attempt to forcibly offer chadar at Trimbakeshwar temple in Nashik. Muslim leaders said that this ritual of showing frankincense from the temple entrance had been going on for decades. And they denied ever entering the temple or putting any chadar there. Let me give you another example. In September 2021, in the midst of COVID-19 crisis, Fadnavis, who was then in the opposition, had threatened to forcibly open temples if the government did not allow it. But his biggest pitch as a hardline Hindutva leader came in May last year, when he declared at a public rally in Mumbai, and I quote, "Those who got scared after removing loudspeakers from mosques are asking where were we when Babri Masjid was demolished. I am proud to say that I was part of Babri Masjid's demolition. Devendra Fadnavis was there at the site. Before that, I was also lodged at Badaun Central Jail for 18 days during Kar Seva," unquote. That was Devendra Fadnavis for you, just about a couple of months before he returned to power as Deputy Chief Minister. So the big question is, why is Fadnavis trying for an image makeover? There could be three explanations. First, with Uddhav Thackeray joining the so-called secular camp, it's the BJP's opportunity to try to fully appropriate the Hindutva space, including Bal Thackeray's political and ideological legacy. To this end, it may need an ally today in the form of Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena, but ultimately, the BJP has to emerge as the sole repository of Hindutva, even in Maharashtra. This may explain Fadnavis's hard right turn today. The second explanation could be the need for polarization, given the nearly frozen vote banks of different parties, which seem to give an edge to the MVA. I have looked at the results of the last 5 assembly elections. Even at the worst, each of the 3 MVA partners has 16% vote share. So in the 2019 Lok Sabha election, for instance, the Sena got 16.41%, the Congress 15.87%, and the NCP 16.71%, basically around 16%. That was the worst performance of the Congress in terms of vote share. It was almost the worst for the other two, but not technically. In 2009, the Sena had got 16.26% votes, just 0.13 percentage point less than what it got in 2019. In 2009, the NCP got 16.37% vote, just 0.34 percentage point less than its 2019 vote share. This difference is insignificant, but I am just trying to be politically and technically correct here. The long and short of it is that the 3 constituents of the MVA together command 48% of the votes, going by their worst performances in elections in the past 25 years. The only solace for the BJP here is that the official Shiv Sena of Eknath Shinde is with it now. So BJP optimists would believe that the Sena's 16% vote bank of 2019, I would say erstwhile Sena's 16% vote bank of 2019, has entirely got transferred to Shinde's Sena. For the sake of convenience, let's assume that the BJP commands 28% votes in Maharashtra. I have chosen this figure as the BJP got 27.82% votes in the 2014 assembly election, its best so far when it went alone. The BJP would then need Shinde's Sena to bring a majority of erstwhile Sena's voters into the NDA fold. Let's keep the Sena voters aside for the moment. Even with their worst performances, hypothetically, the Congress and the NCP would command a combined vote share of 32%. The BJP's best performance was 28%. That's where you see how much the BJP must depend on Eknath Shinde to deliver. As it is, there are many skeptics in the BJP camp. As I mentioned in my column last month, a senior BJP leader was desperately trying to tell Amit Shah at a party meeting in Mumbai how the Shiv Sainiks were not shifting their loyalty to Shinde's party. That leader happened to be a Fadnavis confidant. This should explain Maharashtra Deputy CM's attempts to consolidate the Hindutva vote bank. There could, however, be a third explanation for Fadnavis' attempt for an image makeover. With all his achievements as Chief Minister and having shown his political acumen by splitting the Shiv Sena, he has not found favour with the BJP High Command. In 2019, Delhi made little effort to mollify Uddhav Thackeray and try to form the government. And when he split the Sena and brought the government down, the High Command virtually undermined his stature by demoting him as Deputy CM. He might have noticed that Chief Ministers following hardline Hindutva have a better chance of winning the High Command's trust. Himanta Biswa Sharma, Manohar Lal Khattar, Pushkar Dhami, Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Chauhan had to shed off his moderate image to buy peace with the bosses in Delhi. UP's Yogi Adityanath has been working hard to shed his past image as a hardliner and emerge as a totally development-oriented CM. Adityanath can afford to, because he has grown too big for the High Command to be interfered with. Fadnavis is not there yet, and so he must try to turn the clock back, emerge as a Hindutva hardliner first, and then burnish his image as a leader who has had the dream of making Maharashtra a $1 trillion economy. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.